Well, one of the sectors driving Uganda's agricultural transformation is the dairy subsector, and one of the areas where it has helped is strengthening the country's balance of payment position or balance of trade position. For today, we are milk sufficient. We don't have to import milk or dairy products. However, one of the odds against the sector is disease. And disease, we're specifically talking about tsetse flies, among others. We have a researcher today to pick his mind on what is being done to rein in this problem.
COP2 is the coordinating office for control of trypanosomiasis in Uganda, and it is the secretariat of the Uganda Trypanosomiasis Control Council. And this council was established in 1992 following the epidemics of trypanosomiasis, which was affecting both human and animals. And this was the administrative arm of the institution to ensure that government's intention to eliminate trypanosomiasis, in short, sleeping sickness in human and in Ghana in cattle, is achieved through several efforts, which involved, as an institutional framework, efforts from different stakeholder ministries. And these included the Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of Health, because of the disease in the human, Ministry of Local Government, because key players that service what we need to do are based in the local government, both technical and administrative, including the communities which are affected. And then the Ministry of Environment, ministries in charge of wildlife, ministries in charge of finance, because they are the ones who support financially the Uganda Trypanosomiasis Control Council, and ministries of foreign affairs, because of the partnerships that this institution brings together in trying to fight these diseases that affect the people and also hinder the production and productivity of the livestock and the national herd. In 1992, when the institution was established, we were facing the epidemics, and actually Uganda was one of the countries that were affected by almost the 50th epidemic in that century, in the 20th century, of sleeping sickness. So when the institution was put in place, most of the focus and the partnerships wanted to eliminate the human disease as a major focus, although a lot of attention was also to be put on the livestock disease and also to protect the industries like tourism. So we started in that time when the number of people admitted in hospitals and treated, and some of them losing lives, were in thousands. And today, I'm happy, 28 years later, we are happy to say that we are associating ourselves that in this country, since this year began, only 2 cases of sleeping sickness have been reported. And also, we have now started mapping the animal disease, and we have today been receiving a report that in some places the disease is less than 5%. We have so many tools at our disposal. Others are not practical because they are quite expensive. We can choose to do area spray in areas which are heavily infested with the tsetse fly, like the national parks, but the cost is heavy. So what we have chosen is to choose cattle among the livestock to be our tool to fight through live bait technology, where we just get the insecticide, and luckily also these insecticides we use benefit killing the ticks. So they are very attractive to the cattle owners, and we have been running a theme since 6 years ago of using the cattle to kill the tsetse vector. So we separate the cattle, and we come from an understanding that the tsetse, to survive, are very passionate with the cattle blood among all other hosts. So since they are passionate, wherever cattle are, we use the cattle as an opportunity that while the tsetse can come and bite the cattle, it is a death sentence for that tsetse. So we started promoting in areas where we know the vector thrives. We promote spraying of hundreds of cattle to ensure that these cattle have carried their acaricide, and when the tsetse comes to bite, it's almost a death sentence. And this has made us achieve a lot in high-risk areas like the Busoga area, the Teso, Bukedi, Lango, and some areas of West Nile. We have sat down together with the Uganda Trypanosomiasis Control Council members and written to Cabinet, a Cabinet information paper. Our target is to bring information to Cabinet first of all. That's our major aim, to debrief it on what is happening in the country as the Council tries to address the tsetse and trypanosomiasis problem. So we have given information relating to the human disease and the status as we stand now. We have given information relating to the tsetse vector and where the risks are, especially the conservation areas, the wildlife conservation areas. But the major challenge is you never have enough resources to do this through public intervention. And you need to just go through convincing, for example, the cattle owners to cleanse their herd, because there is not enough resources at the UTCC for you to come and cleanse them for them. So that engagement is what has made us to think through a resource center, because it is very costly to go to each of the districts, which are over 70, which are at high risk. So that brings a challenge in terms of engagement, but also we are in an environment where sometimes the chemicals that farmers use are not helping on fighting both the tick and the tsetse vector. Because for us it would be desirous that if a farmer has a tick problem and is in a tsetse challenging area, they use a drug which has pyrethroid synthetic chemicals which are helpful in fighting the tsetse. But sometimes the tick resistance has complicated that fight, and the farmers go for chemicals that are good for the tick but not necessarily good for the tsetse vector. Otherwise, we are hopeful that if we continue giving the right information and engaging, and if Cabinet looks at our gaps in terms of funding, we think we shall be able to be at the top of fight of this problem. We shall overcome the challenges.